Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So this is the Cort E410 autochromatic tuner. Well, it's automatic or manual. You can take your pick. Um, your buttons up front are power button, auto or manual, or note. Um, it'll tune a wide variety of instruments other than guitars, obviously. Does have a microphone, so if you don't have a way of plugging in, you can use the mic. If you have an acoustic electric or a regular electric, you can plug in, or with the acoustic electric, you can also use just the mic. And of course, for those acoustic only guitars that don't plug in, you use the mic obviously on this. Now, it tunes well. It's very stable. It's very quick. It's not quite as fast as my Korg tuners. Definitely not as fast as the Snark, but it's pretty fast either way. I did a test between it and the new Korg my wife got me, and I just finished putting a string butler on my SG, and of course I'm resetting the intonation on it, blah blah blah, and I set it up with the Korg, and then I compared with just checking the intonation with this one and the tuning, and tuning was way different, and intonation of course was way different on a couple of the strings where the Korg said everything's in good alignment. So I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to trust this for intonation. But definitely for tuning, it will tune your guitar and it will tune it very well. So there's not a problem there. The fact that this thing can go on a pedal board is actually kind of cool because you got input and output. You've also got DC 9-volt in, which uses any standard effects pedal power supply that's negative. What is this one, anyways? Negative tip, positive outside, 9-volt, or it does have a 9-volt battery under the cover, and I just put a brand new Duracell battery in this thing. And it does have a kickstand, which is actually quite cool. So if you're on your pedal board, you can have it as a kickstand setup to give it some angle so you can visualize it when you're looking down better. But it doesn't mess with the display any, no matter what angle it's on. So that's actually quite good. And you can see with the microphone, as I'm talking, it makes the needle bounce. So when you're tuning an acoustic guitar with this, if you want any kind of accuracy, make sure you're in a quiet spot. And that's the one thing with any tuner that has a built-in mic. Even my red Snark has a built-in microphone, but I can bypass it by just flicking a switch to just vibrate only mode, and the mic gets completely bypassed. So I just use it on all my guitars, actually, for being the fact that it's a headstock clamp-on style tuner, and I just use the vibration on it, and it's fine. Now, I wouldn't completely trust the Snark for setting intonation, but certainly for tuning. I use the Korgs for the into. And of course I tune it as I'm intonating, so I make sure, right? And then I'll just tune with this later, and everything I've checked chords out, and she's good. It's golden. When I compared the Korg to this, for the intonation difference, like I said, this one was out by a few strings that were dead on this one, and it's kind of like I've said before on a few videos, especially my one about tuners, that not all tuners are the same. You can even get like 10 of these the same, 10 of these the same, 10 Snarks the same. Doesn't matter. They're not all going to register exactly and precisely the same. They'll be close, but you want to be putting yourself where you have the reliability that you require. Okay. In my case, for electric guitars, I set intonation with this, and I tune my guitars with my Snark or whatever other tuner I have on the wall, and I would probably say within plus or minus a cent, maybe a cent and a half, which is really pretty accurate, so that's good enough for me. You're not going to get much better accuracy with $1,000 rack tuner, and that's just a fact. And yeah, I know some people argue that, but that's life. But this one definitely will do the job for standard, regular, everyday tuning. But if you're going to set up intonation and you're going to rely on this tuner, then make sure you set your intonation with this tuner and then use this tuner to tune. And you'll probably have much better results than going from this to, say, this, right? because even when I set the intonation up with this and then retuned it, and checking my tuning even on this one in comparison, this one was saying I was way out, where all this was bang on, and it's kind of like, yeah, there's differences here. Now, I don't know what my wife paid for this, but you can look up the Korg CA-2 in Canada or the States. She bought this one for me at Long McQuaid. I do have a review on it. And of course, this one here, I just looked it up. I bought this for $6 at Value Village today, brand new in the box. Nobody ever used it. I was like, wow, that's a cool score for $6. So I did a price search on it, and it sells for about $16 brand new. So that's not bad. $16 tuner, brand new. It does have a good amount of features, you know, and it's got some size to it. And, you know, the guitar in, guitar out for the pedal board. The kickstand is a nice feature, that sort of deal. So, I mean, but overall, it actually really is a pretty decent tuner. But, you know, there are a lot better tuners, you know, out there for the money. It just depends on how much money you want to spend. But this one will actually do the job for you quite well and accurately. Not a big deal there. But as far as setting intonation goes and then tuning with something else, like I said, I wouldn't do it. But I would intonate and tune all the time with this one, because then at least I know that's accurate. But then you get into the problem of the band situation where your gear was set up and tuned with this. They tune with, say, the Korg. You are going to know you're out. You do it with the Snark. You know you're going to be out. So this is kind of where I would say this is great for a buy-yourself-y deal. Whereas with the Korg, I've been using Korg tuners for years. One particular model, can't remember it off the top of my head. It's on my YouTube channel somewhere. Anyways, I've always used that one for many years. It's been very accurate for me, and I've always used even tuners different than the Snark to retune with, and I've been very, very accurate. So, you know, I think as far as that goes, if you want to compare the Cort to the Korg, this one wins over this one, especially if this one you need it for multi-purpose other than the house. You're going to play gigs, you're playing in a band, whatever. You want to make sure your intonation is set with this one so that you can use other tuners without any issues. Where this one, that's, to me, this is a buy-yourself-y kind of deal, you know? But that's where I'm at with that one. But still worth $16. I mean, you're still getting a lot of good product for $16 either way. You know, it's just kind of, it's your decision process, how you're going to handle things. But that's what I got for you on that one. So feel free to look further into it. If you do find one and you want to try one out for yourself, go right ahead. You know, I think it's still a worthwhile buy, but only, like I said, if you're going to use it for just in your own thing for yourself, fine. But if you're going to be in a band situation, make sure that your guitar was intonated with something that's really decent, like one of these Korgs. And then feel free to use your Snark, your Ibanez, your Joyo, your Fender. You know, there's many other tuners out there on the market. There's tons, and I've done reviews on lots of them. And there will be more to come, I'm sure. You know, you can't have too many tuners, and I like to help you guys with the information as best as I can anyway. So, hey, small investment to give you guys a lot of insight on the different tuners available out there and what's good and what's not so good. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.